Oh gosh, it's so good. Oh my god. Oh, guys, Endgame. We can talk about it now because according to Anthony Russo according to the Russo brothers, we can officially talk about it now. So, minor warning, spoilers. I'm going to be talking about a lot of the Easter eggs I hear on this channel right now on that movie because I am kind of excited, at the same time I'm kind of nervous. So there will be some theories, there's going to be a lot of things, and at the end there's always a question. Make sure to answer because you know, this is YouTube. We love talking. Alright, so let's dive into it. What do I think about Endgame? Endgame was amazing to the point where it's just, sitting through a 3-hour movie was just awesome. The build up to it, to know towards the end, and the culminating fight. Holy cow! Guys, it was like, my wife and I walked out and was like, that's Lord of the Rings like level. Like, and you know, the third one where they're all fighting, and oh, it's that good. And there were so many Easter eggs. So many towards the end. Now, here are the spoilers that I'm warning you guys about. If you haven't watched Endgame yet, stop what you're doing now because this is the big spoiler. If you watched the Spider-Man trailer, the new one, then you know what it is. So you've been warned. So we know Iron Man's dead, and we know that Cap turns old and hands the shield to Bucky. Wait. He didn't? You gotta be kidding me. It was Falcon? Oh, darn it, Marvel. He hands the shield to Falcon. Okay, for those who don't know, there's an ongoing battle. I mean, everyone knew that Chris Evans was going to be up on his contract, but the one thing they didn't know is who's going to pick up the shield afterwards. There has been various speculations. I mean, Civil War really hinted that Bucky was going to be picking up the shield, but at the end, it ends up being Falcon. Now, we do know that the Disney streaming service is making a Winter Soldier Falcon series. I think that's going to focus on, or transition, Falcon becoming Cap. There is a comic series that does that. It wasn't my cup of tea. I kind of dove off it. I'll probably have to jump back into it now because the movie's on it, or the series is on it. I was really hoping though that Bucky would get the shield, but they did set it off a nice way. You know, he's had too much corruption in him, and he really believes that Falcon could do a good job on his own doing it. So we'll have to see. Now, here's the thing that's kind of cool. So for those who know, I have a graded comic that is Steve Rogers' Captain America, issue number 1. It's famous for HYDRA Cap, meaning the first time that Captain America became a HYDRA agent, and he first said, "Hail Hydra." In the movie, he does that. He goes back in time, he grabs the scepter, and the guys are like, and he sees the whole HYDRA crew, and he says, you know, just to like ease tension, he just says, "Hail Hydra," and they all kind of like, "Did you say that? Yeah." And it's kind of cool. So the one thing that I'm going to recommend the run on is right now it's called Countdown to Pleasant Hill. So in that series, S.H.I.E.L.D. decided to make a kind of they used the Cosmic Cube to rewrite and redo like every villain. They made a prison called Pleasant Hill, but they redid everyone's history. So they made him a new person, and you know, basically forced them to be a different person. Towards the end, Crossbone realizes who he is. He starts fighting Cap. Cap is old. He wears kind of the Winter Soldier kind of outfit that he used to have, you know, the Winter Soldier costume. And towards the end, he's almost dying, and the Cosmic Cube becomes sentient. During this whole time, the Cosmic Cube has become sentient. It's a girl. Can't remember her name for the life of me. But she gives Cap his youth back, his whole powers, and he beats him. Cap's back. He doesn't take the shield back from Falcon. He gets his old shield back, which is, if you saw in Captain America: The First Avengers, that's what he kind of wears. And but I said it can split apart. It's kind of cool. But during that whole she made him back to youth, she actually changed his history and made him a HYDRA agent. This leads into Civil War II, which Civil War II, Tony Stark is catatonic because at the end he, for those who don't know, yes, there's a Civil War II. It's between Captain Marvel and Iron Man. The whole story basis is, if you could see the future, is the future set in stone? Like, you see the future, that's what's gonna happen, or is it a possible future? And Tony believes it's a possible future. It may not happen. There's nothing set in stone. Time always fluctuates. Captain Marvel believes, no, this is set in stone. We have to do this. Civil War II, basically. At the end, and during that time, actually, Cap's with Tony. It's kind of weird. But you find out he was kind of the one that orchestrated it. It's all an Inhuman that can see the future. That's what they're fighting over, kind of. And at the end, sorry, I'm spoiling the comic here, but at the end, Captain Marvel is so powerful, she busts her armor that Tony's in and makes him catatonic. He goes to a catatonic state, knocked out cold. Now, why am I talking about this? Because they introduced a character later on called Riri Williams. Riri Williams is known as Ironheart now. She was the invincible Iron Man. She became Iron Man. She was very smart, no relation to Tony, very smart. I mean, MIT, like, genius smart. And she was only a teenager. Now, here's the cool part. She built her own suit based off of Tony's. The only thing she didn't have was an AI. During that time, Tony made an AI of himself and gave it, and like Pepper Potts like gave it to her, and he basically is floating around as an AI, helping her out. Kind of cool, kind of good way if Robbie Downey Jr. wants to just play a minor part. I doubt he's going to, but what they could do is they could make his daughter that. I mean, get her grown up and do that. I mean, we'll see what happens in that time frame, but I think that could be a possible future. So we'll have to see. Now, back to Falcon and Cap. Falcon Cap is okay. The look kind of looks cool, but the story that I got was not that great. So I'll have to really dig into that. I was hoping for Bucky, because Bucky looks more of a badass, but I get what I get. Now, here's another thing that I realized. So, another thing that you guys know that is that Ant-Man goes to the quantum realm, right? The snap happens, he doesn't get touched, but everyone thinks he's touched, and he comes back 5 years later. During that time, Cassidy is older. Now, here's the thing that people don't realize, and I didn't realize for the longest time until I actually read a comic. There's a group called the Young Avengers. That team consists of Wiccan, Hulkling, and Scott Lang's daughter, and much more. Kate Bishop, much more of the other people. Now, they've kind of hinted at that. Like, for instance, Kate Bishop might not be, Kate Bishop. It might be now Clint's daughter, because they kind of hinted at that when they shot a bullseye. I was like, maybe that's what they're gonna do. Could be, could not. So they could make a Young Avengers team, because they have the whole Hulk group. They just don't have Wiccan or Hulkling. Hulkling's a Skrull. Wiccan is apparently the son of, or adopted son of, Scarlet Witch. But we'll have to see what happens with that. I don't know if that's going to happen. Well, I mean, it could be a yes, it could be a no. I don't really know. Now, here's the thing that I want to know from you guys. Who do you think the big bad guy is going to be for the next phase? Because we know that X-Men's going to be brought in soon, and we know that Fantastic Four are going to be brought in soon. So my thought is either it's going to be, they're going to redo Apocalypse, they have to, or Galactus. Galactus could be the big bad. Or it could be Doctor Doom. I don't know. I'd like to see Doctor Doom, though, as I'd like to see Doctor Doom as the what's the called? The Bendis did the one where he turns into Iron Man while Tony Stark's gone, and it's kind of cool. I love him. The infamous Iron Man. That's the one. The infamous Iron Man. That's one of my favorite ones. And I'd love to see that. But I mean, who do you guys see as the big bad guy for the next phase? Because Thanos is gone. He's dead. He's dead. And we'll have to see what they do with that. But I want to know your thoughts below. What did you think of Endgame? And what do you think of these Easter eggs? Do you think that Marvel is going in a different direction? And what do we hope for in these next couple of movies? Because they're going to keep on making movies. They have to. I mean, come on. They've made such a successful franchise. They just got the rights to 2 different film franchises. They're going to keep on building off it. I want to know all your comments down below, guys. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you have. We do a lot of live streams, a lot of giveaways. I am up on my 1-year anniversary. I haven't been making... I'm going to kind of not call it a 1 year because I did take like a good 2 months off. I've been kind of a little busier with a new position that I have at my job. And to be honest, I have not been reading a lot of comics lately. I've been kind of just taking a break, needing a breather, focusing more on my family and all that. But I want to know what your thoughts on our Endgame. Let me know that in the comments down below, guys. And as always, guys, have a good day and peace out.